Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is September 29th, 2020, and this is episode 99. Today we're going to take a look at the Immortal Hulk. The Threshing Place is the name of this one-shot. It is a Marvel #1 by Jeff Lemire and Mike Del Mundo. Just want to mention real quick, also this week, today is New Comic Book Day. We're also going to be taking a look at Judge Dredd False Witness #3. I believe this is the third of 3 in this, the final. We'll see how that one turns out. We've got Off-World, Arctic Press. This is #3 as well. And it's in the back. You flip it over and there's another story on it. One's Hazel, and I can't think of what the other one's called, but it's inside this bag. And then I also have #1 Shang-Chi. Now what I've noticed here is Marvel's got like a huge #1 here and a small #1 here. If anybody knows what the difference is, please let me know in the comments. I'm thinking that maybe the smaller #1 means it's a one-shot or the start of a new arc, and maybe Shang-Li is start of, I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here. So we'll be going through Shang-Li later as well. As you can see, they're celebrating the life of Chadwick Boseman, who we lost a little bit ago, 1976 to 2020. Very sad. We'll miss our Black Panther, of course. And okay, now I'm just going to start off with the cover here. Didn't love the cover. I don't know. The Hulk just looks so ill-shapen, and he's got this same kind of head shape throughout. He almost looks more like the Red Skull than the Hulk. But what he's doing here is he's holding up a little, it's a barrette that goes in a little girl's hair. It's a little flower with a smiley face in the middle of the calyx there. So anyway, basically, not loving the cover. It is what it is. The Threshing Place is a one-shot, like I mentioned before, and they started off with this little blurb, and I believe it might be from the Bible or something, but the threshing places will be full of grain. The pits beside the presses will overflow with wine and olive oil. I will give you back what you have lost in the years when the swarms of locusts ate your crops. And it says Joel 2:24 through 25. So I'm not sure if that is an actual biblical passage or it's just made up, as I'm just not familiar with any of the book of Joel. And maybe it's in there, maybe it's a different religious text that I'm not aware of. Okay, so anyway, starts out, Hulk is kind of like in his Ed Norton phase here, younger, wearing the ball cap, clean shaven, just traveling in the Midwest somewhere. He sees his reflection in the mirror of the window there of the bus, just kind of contemplating things. And then we go right to an ad. I don't know why Marvel does this, but they start it and then they go right to an ad. And, if there was some important splash page on the other side or some big reveal on this side, maybe I can see the excuse for that. But here it just seems too soon, and it's not really revealing anything. He goes to a very small town, somewhere I'm guessing out in the Midwest, and he finds out that this girl has been missing for 3 days, or he's known about her already. He's been watching it on the news and follows his way to this town to find out what's going on. He senses it has something to do with the gamma rays, and anyway, he's on a quest here. And some of these little insets I really like. I think the artwork in it is great. I wish that was actually a little larger. Some of the way that people are drawn in here, not so great to me. In fact, the banner character here, sometimes he looks super, super young, and other times he looks much older, so there's not a lot of consistency. I mean, he doesn't look much older than this 9-year-old girl here in this picture when you kind of look back and forth, but he's actually supposed to be um, Bruce Banner. Okay, so he decides to take on the investigation himself. He's reading the news accounts of it. Strange happenings. They believe they saw a monster taking her away. He finds a giant splotch near the farm where the girl was last seen, and he imagines that it has something to do with gamma. He says he can smell it, and it's like pollen in the air to him. So he moves on through the woods, finds a facility that's housing an experimental farm. He sees a break in the fence. He goes to investigate, and a couple cops pull him down. I didn't really love this comic. I thought it started out pretty good. It was interesting, had my attention. They find the barrette on him, which he just actually picked up from the grass by the hole in the fence. And this farmer, actually it wasn't the cops, it was the father of the daughter, holds him up and is threatened to kill him if he doesn't say where his daughter is. Of course he doesn't know. He just got there. And then two of the sheriffs happen to show up. And apparently the sheriffs are in with this experimental farm. They take over. They take Banner in after punching him a bit. He doesn't get angry enough to change, I guess. He's a different kind of Hulk here. Anyway, we have him holed up in jail. He wakes up after he'd been knocked unconscious. The slightly larger sheriff is eating popcorn. He's asked where the commander is. He's out investigating something, and then we get another ad. And for some reason, something happens within here that knocks them both ways. And they really don't explain what happened, but it's enough to get Banner into start transforming. Now, this is where it goes a little off track to me. Hulk actually becomes pretty homicidal here. And I don't know what the heck this is supposed to be. This is the artist's interpretation of Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk. I'm not sure, but we get another ad. So I just thought this was kind of weird. It seemed out of place. It didn't seem like it really even matched the other artwork that we were seeing before. If you look closely, it's just weird. Not sure what was going on there, but it's boy, it's going. And then all of a sudden he's like this. So he somehow went from this to this, and he's huge, super huge. Now what you're going to see too is what I saw was he seems to change size once he's in this state, once he's in the Hulk state. But he talks just normally like Bruce Banner pretty much. But he's also very homicidal. I mean, he's got this sheriff, obviously. The sheriff's not doing anything. He's not drawing his weapon on him or anything, but he just crushes him, basically. And he does this over and over again. Now you can see this is the Hulk walking down this road like this. I'm assuming it's a little dirt road, and he looks tiny, you know. Compared to here, there's this big sheriff, and he's like the size of a freeway. And now he's on this. So there's a little bit of size changing going on. I'm not sure if that's normal now for Hulk. It just seemed odd. It didn't seem like it fit. And his forehead is just really obnoxious to look at to me, so I didn't really care for that as well. So he squishes another guy here, and then he comes up with the monster. And I'm going to stop here because after it, I don't want to give it away. If you are interested in this comic, I can't recommend it. I thought it was just very average, and I didn't like the homicidal side of Hulk here. He seemed like in the past he has been more fair. He would only fight if he was intimidated. He wouldn't go after people that come up from behind and just squish, say, farmers or scientists when they weren't looking. Wouldn't squish someone that was mortally wounded just laying there on the ground. So it just seemed like it was out of character. The story does have kind of a nice ending, so to speak, but the middle portion where he is the Hulk, it didn't. I didn't feel like I was rooting for him. I guess that's my biggest point. He just seemed like he was more of a bully. He's taking down policemen. He's taken down these government scientists. I guess they're government scientists. Um, so I think it just kind of, along with the politics that's going around now, defund the police or just smash them. Either way, can't recommend. Um, it's probably mostly just for fans of Hulk. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I got more comics coming up. And we'll see you next time on the Temple of Tomes. If you got the chance, please subscribe, please like, please leave comments. Answer my question on that numbering. What's the deal with that big one and this one's just a smaller one? I wonder if you know. I'd like to know myself. So give me a comment on that. This is Indie Comics Jones, and as always, I bid you adieu.